Hi, my name is Boomer. I'm with Elite Health Online Telemedicine. We are a fully via telemedicine clinic based in the Dallas area. Today we're on with Sadia, which is our premier compounding pharmacist partner. And we're going to talk about, we're going to shift gears a little bit here, if you will, and talk a little bit about the role of oxytocin, how it, specifically is geared a little bit more toward the female population, its role in sexual health and sexual desire. It's funny, Sadia, because we get as owners and managers of this practice, we get a lot of questions about this. And it's not necessarily a touchy subject. It's just a subject that maybe we don't know exactly how to answer, which is one of the reasons we're on talking to you today. So give us a little bit about just kind of a background history, if you will, on oxytocin. What role does it play specifically in sexual health, desire, or anything else for that matter? And then why is it something that a patient would supplement if they so choose?
Yes, absolutely. So oxytocin is one of the very least talked about, but a very critical hormone slash brain chemical. And one critical thing that I learned about the oxytocin is going through my fellowship is this is a hormone that we make when there is a skin to skin contact. That's very important to understand. And when kids or babies who have a lot of motherly time with them and there's a lot more skin to skin contact, by the age of 2, their brain produces the same amount of oxytocin that the 40-year-old version of that man will. So
Wow.
it's so critical, and again, it's proven through valid studies, and I'm quoting from a book that I read also, and it's basically so critical that those kids, babies who get a lot of love and care with their parents, whether it's mom or dad or grandparents or sibling, and they're having a lot of one-to-one time, that actually really determines their entire life, how confident they will be. Again, because oxytocin is something they use a word called social recognition. This is the hormone slash brain chemical that helps us make our place in society, theoretically speaking. So, social recognition, when it talks about bonding and trust, and in relationships everywhere in our life, whether it's professional or personal, oxytocin has a great role. So it's way beyond male or female desire. It controls us, it makes us love people, the people around us. So that's why we don't need to worry about if we're not able to give enough time to our kids, but because now we have oxytocin, we can give it to them and you know uh, help them. And there is studies on that that says our soldiers, when they're coming back home and they suffer from PTSD, or because of their experiences, there are specific doses that actually helps them to recover or facilitate to get, recover from those. So this particular product, you talk about ADHD related issues or psychological health or neurological health or any of those, it actually is so critical, to in general, and how it helps with the female, of course, just like male sexual desire, which is very much physiological in response to
Mhm.
the stimuli. Women is much more intricate. It's a combination of a lot of other things going on in their life, including stress level, the accomplishments for the day, or however it is. But having the right amount of oxytocin that can help them get into that moment is so critical. And we have seen women who actually have used it many different forms. It comes as a vaginal application. It comes where it helps with the vaginal atrophy that postmenopausal women experience. Then it also used as a nasal spray. It is also given as sublingual spray. So currently, the result that we have is actually, um, in many various, and even in migraine related, if somebody is having migraine and any type of physiological or psychological imbalance, oxytocin can actually have a very critical role in all of those. Yeah,
Wow. I
so
know that it's also developed the nickname, I believe, the cuddle hormone. I don't know if you've heard of
yes,
that before, but yeah,
yes,
referred to as the cuddle hormone. But also too, in some of the administration routes that we've seen too, it really just kind of it's a little bitty capsule that you can place under your tongue as well. I don't know if you mentioned that, but yeah, in terms of the sprays and the inserts, but we've seen it in kind of the, I don't know if you call it specifically a troche form, but just where you place it under the tongue, it dissolves. Now, obviously, it has roles in both male and females, correct? Because you mentioned that
yes.
men also can take this. And then, how often? Last question: how often can this be administered? Is this something you can do daily? Is it weekly, monthly? How is it taken?
So yes, so again, research says depending on the nature for what purpose you're using it for.
So as
So if
needed.
it's for anxiety, let's say if I'm a very anxious person in general. So if I am that kind of person, then I need a smaller amount on daily basis to keep my anxiety level under control. Now, if I'm using it, or if it's been prescribed for libido, then it can be used, 15 to 20 minutes before prior, and in that case, you need a little higher dose. And of course, if it's for men, then it has to be much higher. I can tell you one more thing, which is very critical, and which I have seen, and it's just to be very fair that patients who have used a very high dose of this oxytocin through the tablet triturate or troche or whichever route they have chosen. And they say, hey, I did not feel anything. What's going on? So I always tell them it's a good sign because you are not deficient in oxytocin. You got really hugged and taken care of when you were a child, so your body's making. So it's don't be shocked. Oh my goodness, I took it, it didn't work. What's going on? So it's actually usually it's a good sign
Very
that
interesting.
your body is not low in oxytocin, and maybe it's and again one thing mechanism of action how oxytocin works. It works centrally, right? So if your brain chemicals are normal for oxytocin, there will be no effect. And if your problem is not the brain chemical and it's localized, it's physiological at that area, then there may be other options, other alternatives that should be seeking.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, thank you. That was a phenomenal segment there. I just learned a whole bunch of
Yes.
new things about oxytocin I've never known
And
before. So,
actually, there is a book I would like to recommend, and it's that book I learned a lot. It's an Italian biologist, and pardon me if I cannot say his Italian name. His name is Dr. Thierry Hertoghe, Thierry, and it's Hertoghe. So Thierry Hertoghe, Italian biologist, he's a PhD plus doctor, and he has written a book on which is about the role of oxytocin and all of this female and male and how critical it is in the overall perception of life and in
oh
general.
wow,
So,
that's
yeah,
phenomenal. We
yeah,
may have to start offering that to our patients. You never know. So, well,
absolutely,
thank you.
yes.
Well, Saudi, listen, I really do appreciate your time. As always, you can find this and every other product that we offer online at our website, www.elitehealthonline.com. To remind you, we are a fully functional clinic. You will have an appointment with a licensed provider that will determine if this particular product and any other product that we have is relevant and needed. They'll go over side effects, the features and benefits of the products. Maybe it's right for you, maybe it's not, but they'll make the determination. So go online today, get an appointment with us. We'll see you online in Saudi. I really do appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you.